Player 2 has joined the game.
Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 185 of the Two Player Co-op Podcast. As always, I'm one of your hosts here, Kevin, along with my brother from my mother's show one.
How we doing?
We're back together for the first time recording. I was going to say something funny. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Long-time listener, first time back together. It was going to be something
that wasn't going to be it.
Well,
we recorded something together.
We did
though.
Mario Maker, but it's the first time. This is the first time if you're just listening on audio services. We're actually in the same room together. Hopefully the audio will be better. If not, then we may need to get a new USB mixer, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Are we doing back at the box? Because I don't have one.
I don't have one. I think it's going to be a long one,
right,
so we can skip it this week. But if this is the first time you're seeing or listening to I said it right. No, listening, yes, or hearing. Well, you should be listening, not just hearing us. I think that's what screwed me up. This is the Two Player Co-op Podcast, where just about every week, except last week, two brothers get together to tell you everything you need to know about in the world of video games. If you like that, make sure you go over to youtube.com/2playercoop, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video with your friends, family, and everyone in between. We are slowly creeping up. I just checked. We're up to 972. Raise the roof. No, Dwight, you're doing it wrong.
I've been watching so much freaking Office over this quarantine, or
I'm
whatever you
only
want to call it.
through Chili's so far because we didn't watch any. We started watching it before the beach. Well, I'll get to that in a minute.
The
and then we didn't watch
Dundies
any
or
the Dundies? Yeah.
Okay.
And she is no longer welcome in this establishment. It's so good. But yeah, share, like, and subscribe. We're almost to 1,000. We're trying to get there. If you really like us, you can go to patreon.com/2playercoop.
Oh crap.
I was going to say, now you got to do the magic fingers again. Just like our producers, Steve Appleton, Aunt Sue, and Vernon Slayton did, as well as our affiliates, Logan Wilkinson and James Solar. James was on our last episode. Thank you so much for being there. It was awesome. You're a natural. We got lots of good comments on it, so you rocked it, James. It was a lot of fun. Tell your mom to like and subscribe and share. If you like merch, you can go to teespring.com/stores/2playercoop. And if we ever start twitching again, it'll be at twitch.tv/2player_co-op. Did you see this? A guy was telling me on a conference call today and I just saw Kotaku tweeted about it. Twitch has changed something with their copyright stuff.
I saw everybody's like, oh God, I got to go in and delete all my videos and stuff.
It's like if you're using any copyrighted, kind of like how it is on YouTube, but they're doing.
But Twitch wasn't like that to begin with.
But now they're doing the DMCA copyright strikes, whatever that means, I forget. But it's worse than just you're not monetized. It's we're going to ban you from this platform. So people have had to go back. Wow. And I was like, well, we do Twitch sometimes, thank you, but we don't use any music in there. So unless they consider video game music a thing, and if that's a thing, then there's no Twitch. So it can't be that.
Yeah.
We're going to get to all the fun and games and all that stuff here in a minute, but I wanted to talk about something. The world has been freaking crazy all year, but it's really been crazy the last, I guess it's 2 weeks now.
2 weeks.
George Floyd was murdered. I did a Twitter thread about it. He was. I don't see how you can argue anything else other than he was murdered. Breonna Taylor was murdered, and I didn't realize they hadn't arrested those guys yet. They broke into her apartment when she's asleep, not even in police uniforms, I'm pretty sure, looking for someone who didn't live there and had already been arrested. If somebody kicks down my door and I see guns pointed at me, I'm going to grab my gun and shoot back, especially if I don't know they're cops. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then she gets shot 8 times and is killed. I don't know what to say, but I wanted to talk about it. I don't know why. I'm glad that people are finally paying attention. Let me first say that. I don't know what it is that finally caused... I was talking to people about this last couple of weeks, and I was actually kind of getting pissed, and I realized that's not the right way to go about this, but this has been a thing forever, and there's been so many instances of this that have happened, but they never got the attention that this did. And I'm not saying it doesn't deserve the attention, so don't get me wrong. It was horrible. I saw the video. It was absolutely horrible. The man 8 minutes and 46 seconds. In the last 2 minutes, he's either passed out or already dead. Calls out for his dead mother. So you know his brain was just like the synapses were just firing whatever it could think of. And he cried out for his mom. I don't know why this is the one that finally took hold. I don't know if it's because Trump's in office, although there's been plenty of stuff over the last 3 years.
I think it's, I mean, there's always going to be, it's, you know, the proverbial straw that broke the camel's back. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
It's always I mean, eventually you will get to the one that, you know, pushes it over the edge. So it just happened to be this one. And yeah, I mean, obviously with Trump and everything else going on, plus everybody is just kind of on edge in general because of COVID. Like, so there's just so much crap going on right now that I think it was just, I don't know, like the perfect storm, I guess, where everything kind of just came together. I don't know, but
I'm glad.
It's crazy.
I am there. There is some positives to come out of this, and that is, I do think people that were not, like I said, that weren't aware before are now aware. I'm seeing people talk about this that never talked about it before. I'm seeing people share stuff on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
I don't think it's so much that they weren't aware.
They weren't.
I think
motivated, maybe,
yeah.
Or it was still like some of the other things you could other sides it is the only thing I can think of. You can't, there's no other side to this. George Floyd was murdered. That's what happened.
Right.
Those other 3 cops were complicit in it. Like, you sign up to serve and protect, and you did neither of those things. And I'm not saying all cops are bad or anything like that. I know there's that saying going around, all cops are bad, all cops are bastards. And it doesn't mean what it sounds like. It's more about the institutional. And if I'm getting this wrong, let me know. But the way I understand, it's more about the institution of police departments are bad because this has been going on for so long, and it's been allowed to go on for so long.
Yeah, I can't imagine that even the most staunch, you know, all cops are bad, whatever, people literally think
correct
every single police officer in the U.S. is bad. Like, it's just not true. Are a lot of them? I mean, I don't know. It kind of seems that way, especially as people are, and rightfully so, just recording more and more. You see a lot of stuff that, had you not seen it and you had just heard about it, you probably wouldn't have believed it.
Well, it kind of, that just made me think of the whole Ray Rice thing. Like when you first hear Ray Rice was kicking his, I can't remember, it's been so long, his girlfriend, wife, whatever it was, in a hotel elevator. You're like, what? Let's see, he didn't do that. And then the video comes out and you're like, well, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But like the other thing, the only thing I think people are trying to other sides this is when it comes to not the protest. When people talk about the protest being violent, it's not the protest. Every protest that I've seen has been nonviolent, very peaceful. We had them in Collierville here over the weekend and it went perfectly. What happens is there are bad apples that want to take advantage of the situation and do whatever. But then on the other side, like, I don't know what it's like to be a black man. I couldn't ever imagine. All I can do is listen to my friends and try to learn and get more of their perspective. But if I was a black man, I got to think that if I've seen this go on for my entire life, eventually that pot of water boils over. And I'm not saying they should do it, but I get it. Like, yes, looting and destroying stuff is wrong. However, killing unarmed black people is worse. If you're more upset about the riots and stuff and you're looping all protesters in with that than you are about unarmed black people getting killed, then you got your priorities messed up. Businesses have insurance, by the way. They'll be fine. They'll rebuild. I saw some report, like one of the Targets that got looted. I think it was somewhere in California. I don't know. They were back up and running like a day and a half. Like,
really,
it sucks. It should not happen. But don't try to loop protesting in with riots. Don't do that. So this is just me rambling at this point, but like, I mean, I also feel like while a lot of this stuff has pissed me off in the past, I don't think I've been as vocal enough about it as I should.
Yeah.
And
well, it's one of those things that I'm not trying to excuse it or anything, but it's also one of those things where you don't want to say the wrong thing, and sometimes it's you don't want to remain quiet, but then there's also for people like us, there's also times where it's like we don't need to say anything. It's time to just shut up and listen and not be so vocal. So I don't know. I mean, I get it, and I find myself struggling to find the words to say, and I see a lot of people saying, white people, you got to speak up, and then you see a lot of other people saying, white people, shut up, just listen for once, and it's like, ugh. But
it's, I guess basically what it comes down to is, if you're watching us and you're African American, we are your ally. Straight up, I'm going to try to be a better ally in the future. And I really just don't know what else to say. I like how a lot of things kind of shut down last week. I like how a lot of people were what's the word, hoisting up or, propping up, black content creators and everything, and voices and all that. And I think that was great. And we need more of it, and just know that we're on your side, I guess. I don't really know what else to say.
And I hope I'm not just, what's the word? Not really prisoner of the moment. I don't know what it is, but it feels different this time. Like it feels like we're actually on the verge of some meaningful change. And I don't know that I've felt that way before, or I did and then nothing really changed. It feels different this time. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I think people are getting through. Keep doing what you're doing. I think your message is getting across, I think. So
yeah. So that's really it. We know you come here to listen to us talk about video games and stuff, but I would be remiss if I didn't just bring up my thoughts. And like I said, I got a whole Twitter thread that I did. I don't even know what it was now. A little bit over a week ago, whatever it was. Just my thoughts at that moment and trying to get it all down on paper. So go check that out. KevinWhite24 on Twitter. So now let's segue into some other stuff. So video games. So the PS5 event was moved from last week, which I do think was the right call. Of course, people were pissed off. People are like, this is just an American thing. Why would you not show the PS5 for the whole year? Shut up. It's video games. Like, they don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, they don't matter. So shut up. And
it literally got delayed like a week.
1 week. So
you've been waiting this long. Just relax. God.
But you got to be mad about something.
Yeah.
So it has been rescheduled now for June 11th, this coming Thursday. So it was delayed 1 week. No leaks or anything coming out of it. I'm happy. I want to go into this thing completely just unaware. I hope it's some of the stuff I'm going to talk about here in a little bit, but I'm stoked. If you listen to us, we are PlayStation fans and Nintendo fans first and foremost. So this is hopefully what we've been waiting this entire time for.
Yeah.
I don't think we see the console. I don't think we get a date. I don't think we get a price. I do think they're going to stick to, again, they told us the Mark Cerny talk was going to be about the system architecture on the PS5, and it was about that. They're telling us this is PS5 game reveals. So once again, don't go into this thinking we're going to see the console and get a price and a date and all that stuff. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
There's rumors saying that'll be in August, which I think that's kind of crazy and kind of late, but what do I know? Also, I think Jim Ryan had some quote that they said they're going to do their best to hit a fair price and value point. I'm like, ugh, that doesn't sound good. But it also sounds like we're going to wait for Xbox to jump first. And they've jumped first on everything else.
That's what they did before. So,
but I wonder if, I don't know, a lot of people are thinking that the Series X is only going to be 400. So then just what does Sony do? Do they split the difference?
I don't buy that for 1 second.
I don't either, especially if they're doing a Lockhart, which now there's some data mine stuff from the last Xbox update or something saying that the word Lockhart keeps popping up in there. So we got to be close to that. They've got their event on July 9th. They said that's just going to be games. They're going to show Halo there. But I won't be surprised if that's not their full blowout and it's not just games.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Last week for me was a little bit crazy, other than everything else going on in the world. We took a last-minute vacation to the beach, a nice socially distant vacation. The beach was less busy than it is even in October, so that was good. Never near anybody on the beach, except Eliza with her friends that she found, of course. Just got takeout or ate in the condo and everything. Had way too much beer, so I'm now detoxing. And that was all fine and good. And then we drive back on Saturday. And Eliza says, I gotta pee. I'm like, okay, there's a McDonald's at this exit. I'm going to get off at this exit. Get off the exit, pull to McDonald's. I'm in the parking lot. It's a typical like McDonald's parking lot, which means not very big, and you should probably drive kind of slow in there. Put my blinker on, start to turn right into a parking slot. What the hell's the word? Spot, not a slot.
Parking slot.
God. And then all of a sudden, I see a black Chevy. I think it was an Impala. I told the cops it was a Malibu. It was actually not a Malibu, but it doesn't matter. I see it out of my corner of my eye. Jess kind of shrieks, and I jerk the car back as quick as I can, but it's too late. They slam into my right front quarter panel, whatever it's called, thing. The bumper is cracked in half.
Wait, so you're doing this. You're turning right into your spot.
Yes, and then from out of nowhere, going about 20 or 30 miles an hour in a parking lot. Wait, let me line. I can't tell where the line is. Boom.
Why was he coming? I mean, clearly he's just an idiot, but like, why was he going around you?
I have no idea. Like, I wasn't in the drive-through line or anything like that. It was like I was kind of like in the middle, but there was space obviously to get by because they got by. But it was just like, yeah, and then boom. They got out, turned around. Well, they didn't get out. I think they opened the door, turned around, looked at the car, got in the car, and after I'm done bashing on the horn, skirt! I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm as furious as I've ever been. I'm in my flip-flops, and I start booking it, like try to catch them coming because they're going like around, like if this is McDonald's, they hit me here, they're going around to get out. So I run in front of the McDonald's. A couple people are like, what the hell was that? I'm like, I don't know, I'm pissed. And luckily it didn't end up helping me. But it was a busy, kind of like it was probably a 6-lane, not a highway, but like a Germantown Parkway kind of thing. Yeah. And there was a car in front of them stopped trying to turn.
Oh, see, I was picturing this as like a rest stop kind of thing. It was just an actual just McDonald's.
It was an actual McDonald's.
Okay.
I got their tags, called the cops, took my report, whatever. They said, honestly, I still don't really understand it, but because it happened on private property, this was in Alabama. I was 5 hours away from home, 2 states over, for crying out loud. And they're like, because it's on private property, like we can't like ticket them or anything like that because of a law. And I kind of think it's like that here. There's something like that about private property. If there's no injuries and stuff like that, that even though they're at fault, they can't really like ticket them or like hunt them down or something. They can just quote unquote look for them. Thanks. I'm like, I've given you the license plate. If they have a license plate.
So next time I see some idiot taking up 2 spots, I can just go up to it,
ram it,
smash a window, and just drive away. And it's private property. We can't do anything.
I guess. I don't know if it's like that in Memphis, so I wouldn't advise them to look up the laws. But yeah. So when he told me that, I was like, my God, they're not going to do anything. So luckily there was a gas station next to McDonald's. I went over there. They actually had duct tape. So I'm out there in the McDonald's parking lot. This is like an hour later. It's like 82 degrees and humid because this wasn't during the tropical storm. This was like right before it, but it was so humid. And I'm duct taping the bumper back together and trying to like duct tape it inside the wheel well so we can actually drive the extra 5 hours home. There's nothing.
How bad? Like, was it like hanging off and like?
Did you see the picture?
I think I saw. Yeah, I saw a picture.
This is what it looks like. Or no, I sent you this one, I think. The duct tape one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
So here's the other one. Okay, so this is without the duct tape. And can you see see that crack there?
Yeah.
Okay. What that did was where that crack is, this part of the bumper had bent completely this way.
Were you like pretty sideways when he hit you, or were you just like here's him?
I think
Did
I
he get you like
was.
that,
Well, it was
or
a
did he
her.
get you like that?
No, I was like that. I was kind of like that, and
And
then I
you-
saw it, and I straightened out a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, so I duct taped it, start driving, and then I go to turn, and it's like, I'm like, oh my god! And Jess is like nervous, laughing at this point, like we're gonna be stuck in Alabama for who knows how long. So I get out, I look at it, and like the part of the wheel well or whatever it is, the front, the part that goes over the front of the tire
Mm-hmm.
was all just dislodged and flapping everywhere. And it's like, it's not rubber, but it's not like hard plastic. I don't know what I would call it. I had my knife with me, luckily, so I took that out. I was like, so I just, and I carved through it just so we could drive it without this. I do a couple test turns. It still makes a little noise if you turn really far, but I was like, I don't care. We've now been delayed for like 2 hours. We got to get home. I cannot deal with this. And we got home, and now we're waiting to hear if it's totaled because it's really old van. And it's probably worth nothing.
That's what. I mean, I know it sucks, but it kind of cracked because I was talking to Dad about it. It's like you had a fender bender, and it basically totaled the car. I mean, it's not funny, but it's
Well, so it was the bumper, it was the quarter panel, it was a little bit of the hood, it looks like. The inside of the right light, also the light itself works, but there's just like everything else is broken. So there's like this, and who knows, when they take that bumper off, hopefully I'll find out tomorrow, it could be like there was some structural damage. And if that's the case, then I'm screwed. Also, I noticed today when I took it over to the body shop, the engine was clicking. And I was like, well, I think we're screwed.
jeez.
But it's so frustrating because it's like, I know it's old. It's like a 12-year-old van, 153,000 miles. It's Kelly Blue Book says it's like 1,500. So whatever. But like, we didn't plan on having a freaking car payment.
Yeah.
It's nice having no car payment. Now we're going to have a car payment is what it looks like. But other than that, I had a relaxing.
So you're gonna have to hold on to your truck for that much longer now too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had kind of planned on kind of driving it into the ground anyways. Or,
Yeah.
and I don't mean not take care of it, but I mean, Noah's going to be driving in 4 years at this point. And it's a Toyota. That thing will last forever. I should probably clean it up and clean it out. But I've been doing all the regular maintenance and everything. It'll probably last. He'll probably be able to just take that because 4 years from now, what I'm going to get for a trade-in, like a couple $1,000, you know?
What year is it? And how many miles?
940, give or take.
Jeez.
Yeah. I got it June of 08. It was the first one they sold in Memphis. It was my dream truck at that point. It was my dream truck because in the 08 Tacomas, they didn't have an auxiliary input. This one did. That's how old my truck is. No USB input or anything. I ended up getting an aftermarket stereo put in, but yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah. Did you do anything exciting this week, Sean? Did you hit and run anybody?
Well, I took a trip down to Alabama and I accidentally ran into this van in a McDonald's parking lot. It was kind of
Did you have a black rental car?
I did.
Damn it.
No, I didn't really do anything. I don't know. It feels like it's been forever since we podcasted. But I guess it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't really do anything.
Yeah. We didn't plan on taking last week off, but then at the last moment, Jess and I were like, we need to just book this trip. They're doing like $700-800 off the condo. They're reopening. They're doing all this stuff to keep you safe and clean and blah, 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 blah. And we're like, we just got to get out of here. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. I was nervous about it, but when I got to the beach, not the first, because we went down there at night when we got there, but it's like, you can't judge anything then.
Yeah.
But then the next day when I saw, I was like, this doesn't even feel like in October, much less a June. I'm like, okay, I'm at ease now. And I drank a lot. So that
So you're really at ease.
Yeah. Saturday was going to be the day we stopped drinking. And then all that happened. So we got home.
So Sunday you stopped.
We ordered some Three Guys pizza. I went to pick it up, went to Kroger, got some wine, some beer, done. All right, we'll start tomorrow. And I'm on day 2. I'm not an alcoholic.
Day 2 of?
One day at a time. I think I'd need a detox for a good bit. But I think if I can get back to the point where, man, this is going to get deep. I mean, I was at the point where I was 2, 3, 4 beers a day. Spread out, not like binge drinking, but yeah. And I mean, I had told Jess before we went to the beach, it was Memorial Day or something. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, You know what? I've been fighting the whole dad bod thing for a while.
Just embrace it.
But I'm like, I think I'll embrace it. But then I was like, I just need to work on the pecs and the upper body a little bit. But if I got a little bit of a gut, who cares? And I was like, no, I still don't want that. So I need to get back, because when I was at my best, I was working out 4 times a week, give or take. I was doing the whole, oh God, what's it called? The intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
I was sticking to that from like 11 to 7. That was the only time I ate or drank. And then when I got to the end of that, I was like, well, I can have a couple beers before that time ends. I'm like, you can, but then you're adding on like the beers I drink, probably 500 calories in 2 beers or something. And then it just got out of control. And the whole quarantine thing, I saw somewhere like alcohol sales during this have gone up in America 55 to 60% year over year or something. So I just got to cut back. I'm cutting back. I'm not going cold turkey, but I'm cutting way back.
So what you were saying reminds, at least my thoughts on the matter, it always makes me think of Seinfeld. I don't remember what exactly is going on, but Jerry is talking to Banya, and Banya is like, Jerry, you got to work out. You got to go to the gym. And Jerry's like, why?
Why do I got to go to the gym?
And Banya's like, he's just got that was my Banya. He's just like,
I scratched my leg and the air came on and you had a brain fart. And I was like, oh my God, Sean.exe just crashed.
No, I was in character. But yeah, Banya's just like, I don't know. Yeah. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, I don't want to just let myself go by any means, but I'm also like, why do I care? I'm not like, I'm not super healthy, but I'm not like unhealthy. I don't have anything to worry about. I'm married. I have a kid. What?
So are you back to going for dad bod now? Because you were on your workout.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like
but then everything shut down.
Yeah. So it's like, I want to just be like, screw it, just bring on the dad bod. But I'm also always like, yeah, I don't want. I feel like it's a slippery slope.
Yes, that I've been on that slope, and now I'm getting off on the next chairlift. I did check. I finally got on the scale. It wasn't as bad. I'm 198, which still is more than I should be. My normal is like 190. If I was in shape, 185. I don't think I can even get below that. I don't know if it's even possible now. Yeah, because I'm not going to give up pizza and burritos and stuff. See how this podcast goes, by the way. But yeah, what the hell were we talking about? Oh, the beach. So yeah, I'm back from the beach. Yeah. Sean, did you play anything this past week?
I did.
Yes.
So I was bored.
That's a good start.
I feel like I'm missing something. I wonder if I played something. No. I decided to hook up my PSVR.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Pi.
So I downloaded the Iron Man demo. It's cool. It's not. It's not so much like a rail shooter like I thought. I thought you were just like pew 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 pew. Like you. Well, first of all, I got to finally try out my Move controllers with the VR.
Okay. You got Move controllers?
Yeah, from when I had the PS3, whatever it was called, the PS.
I thought you lost them or something. Because I told you at Christmas to ask for Move controllers, and then you didn't. Well, I don't know.
No, well, I probably thought I might not be able to find them, but I knew I had them.
Well, that's
at one point, so I dug them out.
You have to have them for this?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool. It's you hold them down and pull the triggers to like fly.
Holy crap.
And then you can, hold them out and you see your hands and you're like pow, 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 pow.
Do you see like Tony's like heads up display or anything?
You do. Yeah, when you first like start the level. View, I mean. Yeah, when you first like start the level, it does the whole like it's pretty cool. And there's like a simplified heads up display after, but it's cool. It's kind of hard to you start like flying around Tony's like mansion at the beach there, and you're like, it's like a tutorial kind of thing. So you got to fly like through these rings and shoot these targets, and it's tough to control. Like, I don't know, like it makes sense. Like if you hold them down, you go up. If you hold them back, you go forward. So like,
to go, you have to have them down.
that will make you go up in the air.
Okay.
And if you point, you're holding them like this, but the idea is it's kind of where your palms are. So if you do this, you will go forward.
Okay.
And if you do that, you'll go up, and you can, just kind of control yourself.
I wish Brittany took a video of this.
I wonder if she was sitting there watching, but I don't know if she did. It was fun. It's whatever.
Are you going to buy the full game, or are you like, no?
I don't know if I think I got enough of an experience out of it. It was pretty cool.
Did you ever get the Arkham thing? The Arkham Knight
no.
VR thing? Okay. Because this seems like it's an actual game where that was just like point and click, like detective thing.
So I forgot how much fun the PSVR is. So I started looking at, I haven't done anything yet, but I was looking at the Days of Play sale.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I saw, I was like, ooh, that could be fun. But I'm like, I don't know if it's, when it's just me, I don't know if it's going to be the same. They have Super Hot on sale. It's like $10, maybe $15 or something. I'm like, that was so much fun playing that. And obviously it's single player. I was playing by myself, but like just, it was like a whole community thing,
Yeah.
So I don't know that it would be as much fun with me just sitting in the living room like I don't know. I'm thinking about picking it up just because, but so I played that, and then I was like, what was the other thing I want to talk about? I bought my first PC game in
15 years.
Maybe, I don't know.
The last one I think I bought was Half-Life 2.
I got
that would be 04.
Command and Conquer Remastered.
Yes.
It is so much fun. It has simultaneously not aged well and also aged wonderfully. So it's Command and Conquer and Red Alert. Command and Conquer's fine, but I've always liked Red Alert so much more. So I started playing that. And it's one of those things where you play it and you're like, oh my God, this looks just like I remember. But all you do is hit spacebar and it goes back to the old graphics. And then you're like,
so it
oh my God, this is not. And then you hit spacebar and it goes back to like HD. It's like the same graphics, just cleaned up.
Okay.
It's not like new models.
Yeah.
It's just, but when you go back to the old graphics, it's bad. They haven't redone like any of the menus are new, but like all the cutscenes and the interstitials, I don't know what you want to call them, like are all identical. The full motion video stuff, like between missions where they're like, comrade, go out to the field and play the dolls, whatever. It's like the same exact videos, and my God, these can't be. I'm playing it on my big Mac screen. I'm
so glad we're back together.
This has to be. I'm kind of exaggerating, but also kind of not. This must be like 320 by 240, maybe 640 by 480 at best. Like, you can make out people's faces and stuff, but like that looks way worse than I remembered.
So they didn't redo that?
No, they're the same exact.
That's funny.
Videos. But I love it so much. It's so much fun. I plan on playing through. I think I'm on like mission 8 or so with the Soviets. I always prefer them to the Allies.
I can't. How long are these games? Like, I played them a little bit, but you were way into it more than I was. I definitely never beat it. I think I would just say I dabbled in Red Alert. But.
Yeah, I'm through 8. I think I'm on the 8th, or maybe I'm through 8 missions of. I want to say there's like 13 or 14, but then there's that many more for Allies, and then there's still Command and Conquer.
Okay.
I bet I've played over the weekend. I bet 4 or 5 hours or so. So I mean, they're not super long, but it's so much fun. I don't know that it seems a lot harder than I remember. Like, I just keep running out of money or whatever, and I'm like getting attacked and I can't seem to keep up. I mean, I eventually get it under control, but there's been a couple levels where I'm like, I'm out of money. There's no more ore to farm. You can just sit and wait and it gradually grows back, but like it's so little that it's not worth it. And like they would destroy my trucks, my ore trucks.
Yeah.
And then now I have no income and I've been like building all these tanks, so I have nothing saved up. So now I got to start selling buildings in order to be able to buy a new one. And then once I start making money, I can buy those buildings back. And it's just like I'm struggling with that. And there's been a couple levels where I've had an airstrip and I'm like, I can just keep dropping paratroopers over there and eventually just like take everything out that way, like the last of the defenses and whatnot. But I'm struggling. I don't know if I'm just out of practice or if it's somehow more difficult now, but I love it. I have no regrets.
That makes me so no regrets. That makes me so happy that you picked it up. I was hoping you would.
It kind of caught me by surprise. I saw somebody.
I didn't think it was out yet for some reason.
I was on Twitter Saturday morning and somebody like posted. I'm like, wait, what is this? And then I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it's the remastered. Oh, it's out. Literally, I think it came out on Friday.
Yeah.
I picked it up on Saturday and haven't looked back.
That's awesome. Anything else?
The only other thing I played a little bit, and I think I'm already just kind of done with it. I played, because again, now I'm on like a Metroidvania kick. I started over in Shadow Complex.
Nice.
This is the second time I've started that game over. And I just like...
It doesn't click.
It's fine. It just seems very like repetitive. I don't know.
I've only played it the one time when it first came out on PS4 and I beat it. That's
the first time I played through it, I loved it.
Yeah.
I've since tried it a second and a third time, and I've gotten maybe like a quarter to a third of the way in. And then once I stop playing, it's one of those things that I just don't pick up again. And I feel like I'm probably there now. I may pick it up again, but it's fun. It's just a little more repetitive than some of the other Metroidvanias.
You saying Metroidvania just made me remember. Don't forget the Zangetsu. I should probably go back and try that too. That DLC is out.
Yeah, that's true.
It'd be fun. I don't care about the randomizer stuff like we talked about when it was announced, but I wanna see what it's like to play as him, and I'm hoping David Hayter has a lot more lines.
Yeah.
As Zangetsu, which is the main reason I would play it.
Of course.
Stay tuned for predictions.
5 years in a row.
I think it will be. I think I've done it every year. I think I've said it every year.
You kind of
the first one
now.
Was just a Metal Gear game, and then I've been on my 3 kick ever since then. The only thing I played this week, like at the beat, I was drunk a couple nights. I was drunk every night, but I was drunk one night, and the kids went to bed, and Jess went to bed. And I was like, I don't want to go to bed yet. I'm going to play Zelda 1. And then I remembered that I did the, how to start Zelda video, which I love that video. And I was like, I'm just going to go. I don't want to play because I don't know. Should I do I almost want to do a Let's Play. We talked about me doing that. I just never did it. I kind of want to do a Let's Play of it. Maybe not 9 parts. Maybe like 2 dungeons per until you get to the later ones, which are a lot longer. I don't know. Cut out the fluff, something. But I picked up my save where I already had the white sword and the blue ring and the big shield. So I was like, I don't want to play any... I don't want to start the dungeons or anything. I just want to play through the game. And I had like 3 rupees left because I ended it right after I got the... I think the blue ring was the last thing I got, not the shield. So I ended it there. So I picked up. I was like, yeah, what the heck? I did the money run a couple times. I was like, oh, now I've got enough to go get a potion. Go get a potion. And it's so funny since I haven't even gone to the first dungeon. I have no boomerang. So like if I kill somebody that they're like up in the like a Tektite up in the rocks or something, I can't get the rupees. So all I've got is a bomb and the letter. So I went over and now I got my red potion. Did a couple more times. Now I got the blue candle. I'm like, I've had my fill. I think I want to do the Let's Play on it, but maybe I won't. We'll see. The garage door is on our end if you can hear that.
I think you should do a Let's Play of the Master Quest and show everybody how...
I got to level 7. I don't remember if I beat 7 or not on my 3DS when I went over to Europe for work, and I just never went back to it. And the only way I was able to do it was save state with a guide.
It's difficult.
I definitely never beat that.
I agree.
So yeah, we brought with us the Switch, the NES Classic, SNES Classic, and the Genesis Mini. We didn't bring the PlayStation Classic. I have to draw the line somewhere, but I do have it. I'm not getting the TurboGrafx Mini. The boys had a blast with it. They played a lot of Smash. They got Casey playing Smash. Playing Smash. He wanted to do it under his own name and unlock characters, except he doesn't really know what he's doing. He always tells Nick, I'm not ready, stop. And you know how him and Nick are just... Yeah. So Nick will stop and he'll be like, oh no, I fell off the map, Casey. And then they'll unlock a character and whatever. But I also played Mario 3. I just played through the first 2 worlds one other night. And it's like I texted Sean, I think. I was like, this is so weird. Playing through World 1 now after I did my World 1 remix in Mario Maker. It's like, this is weird. It's not, why is this only in 4x3? Why is this not happening? It's just so weird. Even though I probably played through World 1 of Mario 3 50 times, if not more. But it was just weird because my last experience was making the world. Nick, though, got himself addicted to Punch-Out, and he loves it. He hated it at first, but like everything he does, he gets determined, and he's like, no, I'm going to freaking do this. And he freaking did it, and it was awesome. I think he ended up... I don't remember what the last circuit is, but either got to Bald Bull or he beat Bald Bull the first time. You fight him twice, I think, right? You fight Piston Honda twice. Do you fight Bald Bull twice?
You fight Bald Bull twice, yeah.
So I think
the last circuit, I think, is...
Honda,
I don't
Bald
know.
Bull,
Do you fight
Sandman?
Piston Honda twice?
He said you did, but he might have been meaning Bald Bull.
You definitely fight Bald Bull twice. I think the last circuit is that Soda Popinski?
Yes, he said. Oh, so he's the... My pecs don't dance anymore, but him.
Soda Popinski, Bald Bull, Mr. Sandman, and then Macho Man?
Is there a
Super Macho Man? Yeah.
Gosh.
He kind of fights like... So he looks like Soda Popinski.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I don't think he either didn't get past Bald Bull. Yeah, because he was asking me about... He must have been researching stuff on his iPad because he was like... He said something about Mr. Sandman, but I don't think he actually got to him. But he was addicted to that. And then on the way home, he pulls out the Switch, doesn't play Smash, goes to the NES Online, and he's playing Punch-Out on there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was very proud. Because at first he was so frustrated. I was like, you're going to suck at every fight. Like even Glass Joe he had trouble with. Because it's like you got to learn what their tells are. Yeah. And once he got the hang of it, he was really good at it. So that was really it. And then when we got home, like I started, like we said when James was on, I started The Last of Us again. And I kind of understand how you felt when you started it, and you were just like, I don't know. I don't really want to play through it again. Yeah. Like I know part 2 is in a week and a half. Well, what even day is it? A little bit less, a week and a half by the time you're watching this. I can't wait to see what the review scores are. I'm hoping it's great. But like I listened, kind of funny, did a spoiler cast on it. It was really Greg just talking 100 miles an hour, going through the entire plot. And I was like, yeah, this is all I needed. You know, like I said when James was on, it does feel like a 7-year-old game. Yeah. Doesn't take anything away from it and what it meant at that time, but it doesn't hold up now. And I don't think I'll have that feeling when I play part 2 here in a week and a half. But it's like, and with everything going on, this is just a dark, depressing game. Like right now, I'm just not in the mood for it.
Yeah.
I saw in Time Hop, I can't remember when it was, a week ago or something, a few years ago, I was like, oh my God, Sean, this looks so fun. This looks like co-op Zelda. And you're like, wow, that does look good. And it was a game called Riverbond. Do you remember this? Speaking of the Days of Play sale, it was on sale for $12.50, so I took it. Basically what it is, it's funny because my kids were playing Minecraft Dungeons before we left. This is like that. So it's 9 worlds. It's an isometric, top-down, voxely, it looks like 3D dot game heroes. Those kind of graphics, pixels everywhere. You can hack and slash everything. And it's just a hack and slash game there's 9 different worlds. Each world has 5 levels. Each level you have to either what have I had to do? I just beat the first world last night, but it's like find 5 chicken eggs, get rid of 6 crab nests, kill all 12 enemies on this map, whatever. So you go through all 5 levels. Well, when you get to the 5th, it's a boss fight. And the first boss fight was this gigantic, like pixelated shark thing that takes up almost the whole screen. It was so much fun.
But it's multiplayer?
Yes. I don't know if you can play online, but you can play up to 4-player co-op. And you each just pick a different character. You find weapons as you go. It's a lot of fun. It is also, I will say this on my quest, it is a very pretty much easy platinum in 8 to 10 hours, something like that. So it's not a quick platinum, but it's a lot of fun. I was exhausted last night, so I only played through the first world, but it's a lot of fun. And it's the perfect game for me right now because it is just dumb fun. I could tell there was a couple of areas where I was like, oh, I don't think they like scale anything based on if you're playing with 2 or 3 or 4 players or if you're playing by yourself. Because there was a couple times where I was like getting swarmed by enemies and I'm just like, oh God, oh no. And if you were with me or 3 other people, it'd be like, you're done, whatever. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if you are playing with more players, there's even more enemies. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. It doesn't seem like there's game over. I died one time during the boss fight because it's not just the boss. He's got other enemies there, and every time you knock off like 20% of his health, it took me like 7, 8, 9 minutes or something. It was kind of a long boss fight. But every 20% or so of his health you take off, he calls in more enemies. These were like turkeys, and one of the turkeys has the
shark has turkey minions.
Yeah, it makes no sense. And you're saving rabbits. That was one of the other things. You gotta save rabbits. And he's got like a cannon on his back, and it goes like, boom, and there's this grenade that goes down. If it hits you, it blows up. If it doesn't hit you, it stays on the ground until either an enemy walks over and gets hit, or you walk over it and get hit. But it's so much fun. Basically, to get the platinum, it seems like you have to beat the game, obviously, get so many kills with 7, 8 different types of weapons, whatever it is. Find there's like a star, like a hidden star, like a dragon coin or something in Mario World.
Yeah.
In every level, you got to get so many of those, unlock so many character skins, which you get one at the end of each level for beating it. It seems like it's really, if you play through the game and do a little bit of exploring, and well, the way each level works is you're like either on an island surrounded by water or something. And once you finish the objective, at the end of the map or somewhere down here, there's like a door that opens up and it turns like gold with like cool graphics and stuff. You walk through it and you go to the next level. Or there's a boat that gets the gold thing on it. You go to the boat and you go to the next level. And you do that 5 times to beat the world. But it's a lot of fun. I would have never remembered it. So when I saw that tweet a week or 2 ago, I went onto the PS store. I was like, I wonder if this is still full price. And it was $25. Like, whatever. I'll put it on my wish list because I usually go in once a week or something to my wish list and just check to see if anything's on sale. And I saw that was $12.50 and I had like $4 left in my wallet. I was like, yeah, now's the time.
Your PlayStation wallet.
Yes, not my actual
I was
wallet.
down to my last $4.
I took out a loan to get Riverbond. But no, it's you would like it. You would really like it. Just remember when we watch it back, whatever, just remember to look up a YouTube video of it. I think you'll go, oh my God, I do remember this, is what I think your reaction will be.
Okay.
But it's a lot of fun. We're going to do the wrap up first this week. Because if you couldn't tell by the title of this episode and what I said earlier, we're doing our 5th annual tradition. I said that wrong, didn't I?
I don't know if it's wrong. It's just our 5th annual tradition.
Yeah, no. Our 5th annual prediction special is what I meant to say, I guess. So there's no news this week. We're just going to do the news in a wrap up. Everything was pretty quiet in video games last week for obvious reasons. But I'll run through this. Well, I'm running through. Look up Riverbond. One word, River Bond. I don't know why it's called that. Maybe it's because there's lots of water on the maps, but it's really cool. And now it's time for the wrap up. Like I said, Sony has told developers that PS4 games must run on PS5 if they are submitted for certification after July 13th. Makes sense. They still haven't figured out backwards compatibility. They're going to make sure games that release in the lead up to the PS5 will actually be able to play on the PS5 as well. In an interview, Kojima revealed that he is working on his next project. However, he had a planned project that he was already working on that got canceled. And his quote was that he was pissed, but that's the games industry. Does that look familiar at all?
Not yet.
Okay. The other thing that's kind of concerning about that, he said in this interview that Death Stranding has now turned a profit. It came out 7 months ago. God, you didn't mute it. Holy crap. The new Zaxby's menu. Oh my God. I love how I said it just turned profit and you're like, wow. And then, wow. But I'm guessing Sony thought that when they were getting, quote, a Hideo Kojima game, that it would be profitable in like a week. Like Last of Us Part 2 is going to turn a profit the first day it's on sale, period. So I like Death Stranding. Sean apparently is never going to play it again. I think it's concerning. I do wonder if the project that was canceled was something he was working on for Sony, and then they just said, we need you to make a Hideo Kojima game, not a weird Hideo Kojima game. So who knows? The Game Gear Micro was announced for Japan, and this is the weirdest of these mini consoles ever. It literally fits in the palm of your hand. There's 4 different colors. Each comes with 4 games. They're each about $50. Or you can buy all 4 and get remember the magnifying glass thing? You can get that with it for $250 for 16 games on 4 consoles that are so small that, like, I don't know how you could even play them. Sega is just so weird. If they would have put out an actual Game Gear Mini, I probably would have been dumb enough to do it. But I'm not. And these are only out in Japan. Obviously, you can import them if you want, but we'll see. Sean, you'll like this next one. There's been a lot of rumors going around that apparently Bloodborne will be getting a remaster on PS5 and also coming to PC sometime next year. If they do that, I'll buy it. Does the game look familiar?
Kind of, but it just kind of looks like a lot of games look, I guess. I mean, it looks fun. We could do some Let's Plays or something, but...
Oh, yeah, that's true, because we could play it co-op here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a 3-year-old game, but whatever. BlizzCon has been canceled. Of course, they were planning an online event for early 2021. Samurai Showdown Collection was announced. This looks so freaking cool. It's coming out June 18th on Steam. However, it will be free on Epic starting June 11th. And then July 28th on PS4 and Switch. This is Samurai Showdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. I don't remember what it's called. Special or something. That's a very...
Special Champion Edition?
Basically. It's very rare. Maybe it never even came out here. I don't know. But will I end up getting it? Probably. It's $40. Like when we played the Samurai Showdown on our Genesis, we were like, this is not as good as we remember. It's just a different kind of fighting game. It's slow, but Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered is coming out in August. Sean's not interested in that.
Nope.
Okay. That means I'm definitely not. Well, no, that not necessarily, but I'm not. PS Plus game. Well, no, let's do this one first. Games with Gold were announced for June. The X-Bone is getting Shantae and the Pirate's Curse. Those Shantae games are supposed to be a lot of fun. They're not just platformers. Apparently, they're Metroidvanias also. I feel like at some point I want to try one. There's been like 18 of them or something. It's getting Shantae and the Pirate's Curse as well as Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk.
Coffee Talk. What is that from?
I was doing an impression of Bob Odenkirk as the weird, like, bizarro Michael Scott when Pam goes to interview for the job with him. But it's from, like, Mike Myers' SNL.
Okay.
But I was doing an impression of Bob Odenkirk
doing a impression of... Yes. That man is a genius. The Xbox 360, and these are backwards compatible on the Xbone, it's getting Destroy All Humans, which is actually an original Xbox game. And also the remaster is coming out here in a couple months. So that's weird. Yeah. And that game that I don't know how to pronounce, Sine Mora. S-I-N-E Mora.
Cinemora?
Maybe it's cinematic. I don't know what it is, but the fact that I don't know what it is means the PlayStation won this month, guys, and it's not even freaking close. PS4 gets Call of Duty World War II, which I didn't download it yet, but I'm like, it's free. I like whatever. A free Call of Duty game, I'll play through it.
Yeah.
And Star Wars Battlefront 2, which that game had a horrible launch, and it seems like ever since then they've done a lot getting it up to being a really good game, and people are actually happy with it now. So, PlayStation wins, and it's not even close. Now, it's time for our main topic this week.
Main topic.
I don't have a soundbite for that. Maybe I'll clip that out. We used to always do main topics. Now we don't do it anymore. But this week we are. So there is no E3 this year for the first time since 95 or 4, I forget. Because of COVID-19 and everything else. And there may never be another E3. But that's not going to stop us from doing our predictions. We don't just call them predictions.
Fifth annual tradition.
prediction. We call it. We started this last year, I think. It might have been 2 years ago, but I think it was last year. But we do our predictions, hopes, and dreams instead of just actual predictions.
Okay. Yeah.
It's stuff we do think will happen, along with stuff we would hope would happen, and then pie in the sky dreams as well. For essentially, I guess we're saying for the rest of this year, because the digital events are going to happen whenever. We don't know when Nintendo's going to show their stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of rumors about what's going on with them, etc. I feel like now, when I was reading the wrap up, I feel like I ruined your one that.
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay. Damn it. You should have told me what it was, so I wouldn't have put it in the wrap up.
I'm still like.
It's definitely nowhere near confirmed. Yeah.
Right. So the Bloodborne 5 remaster for PS5. I saw that as like a rumor at least a week ago, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do that as a prediction." And then I saw that it's not really confirmed, but it seems highly likely at this point. I'm like, well, I'm still gonna put it. Watching or reading Bernardo play through it again.
Oh my god,
was tempted. Oh, it sounds like he's killing it. I was tempted to jump back into my New Game Plus, but it's the kind of game where I'm like, I have no idea where I left off. It's the kind of game where I feel like if I load it up, I'm gonna be like, I don't even know which direction to head. So, and especially hearing that, not that PS5 is coming out, tomorrow or anytime soon, maybe not even this year, I'm like, I'll just wait in hopes that actually does happen. But I really, really, really want Bloodborne 2, but I would settle for a remaster.
If they, where the hell, how do I bold this? How do I bold? Oh, I don't want you to see. Why am I asking you? There we go. I want Bloodborne 2. I think we are pretty far away from that since they just put out Sekiro last year. Sekiro, however you say it. If they do remaster it and put it on PS5, I think obviously I've got it for free. It's dumb for me to say, then I pay 60 or 70 bucks and jump back in, but I think I would definitely get it. And I think because I would actually be spending money on it, it would make me be like, no, I'm going to beat this freaking game. Or at least I'm going to have Sean come over and give him the controller for this boss. Or I'm going to ring him with a bell or something.
Yeah.
I hope it's true. I do think we get Bloodborne 2 at some point. But like I said, it's probably
I think we will eventually.
I think that's their next game. But, yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to do this now. Let's just bold it.
Metal Gear Solid 3.
I know I already did it. I originally wrote this down at one thing, and I thought about it today. I'm like, no, I'm going to change it. My original prediction, and watch it actually happen now, and I'm not trying to reverse jinx this, was that Blue Point reveals their Metal Gear something remake.
Metal Gear something.
Probably 3 because of the pachinko stuff. Maybe they would do it in conjunction with Konami or something, but I said, and then I wrote down, no, I'm giving up. My prediction instead is going to be, I think Konami, they put out a game, which was shocking to everyone, the Skell Attack or whatever it was called this past week. They've done interviews where they're wanting to hire more Western developers to develop games for Western audiences, which isn't what I want. All their stuff that I love is Japanese. But it at least means they're getting back into video games in some way. My prediction is that they right a wrong from this generation, which is really only wrong on PlayStation because Xbox has it backwards compatible. Well, no, they don't. They have the MGS HD collection. I think they bring back the Legacy collection. I think they re-release the Metal Gear Solid Legacy collection. They do Solid 1, 2, 3, 4 Peace Walker, and they add 5 to it this time, along with Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2. And if they just give me, I want to play Metal Gear without having to pull out my stupid PS3 that I don't even have a power cord for. Yeah. So my prediction is that at some point this year, it gets announced. I don't know that it'll come out this year, but it gets announced that the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection is coming back, PS4, Xbox, PC, and Metal Gear Solid 5 will now be included with it. Maybe they remaster that. Maybe they just make it a little bit prettier for next gen or something like that. But everything I'm hearing...
Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
And
But
4, 3, 2, 1, Peace Walker,
Walker,
1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
All the rumors I'm hearing, mostly from Colin, but he seems like he knows what he's talking about, is that the game Blue Point's working on is Demon Souls remake. And I'm like, that's cool, but it seems like everything I've heard about the actual Souls games compared to Bloodborne is I wouldn't like that style of gameplay as much as I liked Bloodborne, so that doesn't excite me. Maybe if they tweak it or something, it would, but like, I gotta give up this dream. Like, and remember Blue Point did that damn tweet where they teased every game under the sun just to piss everybody off. It probably is just Demon Souls, so I'm not going to predict Metal Gear there. I'm not going to predict that this is the end of Metal Gear. I do have one here that Sony buys Metal Gear, but I'm not even going to say that because I said it, but it's not a prediction. It's not happening. Like, oh, and that was the other part of the Kojima interview. He said there is absolutely no truth to the rumors about me trying to get or me working on a Silent Hill game or trying to buy the Silent Hill IP. He said it's not happening. So, what you got next, Sean? I'm sad.
I'm still trying to figure out which one I want to close with. None of mine are like, they're all like, probably none of them will happen. Well, I don't know about that. This is at least 2 years, if not 3 years in a row, but I feel pretty good about it. I think we're finally getting Prime Trilogy.
What the hell are they doing? I feel like we've been predicting this for like since Prime 3 came out.
I know I said it last year, and I think probably 2 years ago too. Maybe not. Maybe it's only been a year, but I do think, I just feel like there's no way that this doesn't happen. I went back and forth between, do we see Prime 4? Or do we get a Prime Trilogy? Because at least we think we know 4 is happening.
I guess.
But
I mean, they scrapped.
We have no reason to believe that the trilogy is actually happening.
No.
I think Nintendo hears us. I think we're gonna get trilogy announced, and I'm gonna go one step further and say it's out this year.
I think it has to be. See what I think, if they're smart, what they would do, because there's no way.
And then have 4 come out next spring or something.
There's no way Breath of the Wild 2. Well, no, I think it'll come out, if we're lucky, next fall, because I'm thinking Breath of the Wild 2 is going to come out in March. I think it's going to come out basically on the 4-year anniversary of the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
The Breath of the Wild. And it's also Zelda's 30th anniversary next year. We know all the rumors about what they're supposedly working on. Oh my God, I'm getting all these Facebook messages about Watertown High School replica t-shirts, and it's going to drive me nuts. What the hell was I saying? Oh, I think it would make sense to do like the Mario All-Stars 2, like in August to October, somewhere in there. Far enough away from the new consoles. There's been rumors that the new consoles might actually come out in October. I don't believe that for a second. I think it's way too. There's no way.
They're more likely to come out in 2021 than they are to come out in October.
I agree. But I think you do Mario All-Stars 2, which, God, if they call it that, it's just do that in like August, September, and then November you come with Prime Trilogy. I think it makes sense. Again, I think I've thought this for 2 or 3 years in a row now, like you were saying.
Yeah.
It has, at this point, it has to happen. You got to get people hyped for Prime 4. Sorry. I've never played any of them. I literally don't think I've played them for 1 second, and I want to so bad. But I'm not going to hook up my Wii. Well, I mean, it is hooked up. What am I saying? My Wii U is hooked up. The boys play Wii Sports and stuff. I'm not going to hook that up and play with. I don't want to do it. And they hog that TV anyways. But I think it's got to happen this year.
Can you play GameCube games on the Wii U?
No, and you can only play it on the first generation of the Wii, I believe. I think they changed, kind of like how they put out the new Switch when it's the same, it's just better battery. I think at some point they put out a smaller, sleeker Wii or something, and kind of like the PS3 lost its backwards compatibility. That is a word. Again, I'm not drinking compatibility capabilities. Is that what was just crawling up my leg? Didn't get it. We had an ant infestation before.
Oh,
we
I
went.
heard.
Oh god, it was horrible. They were all over the pantry. Like the kids are so gross. They randomly were like, there's like a part of a cracker here, and there's like an old Oreo here, and then there's marshmallow here, and then there's Buddy food bits all over the floor, and it's all hidden because we had all this stuff on the bottom. And as we were packing the van to leave, we're like, the floor's oh my god, and we got delayed by like over an hour. It was ridiculous. The hell? Oh yeah. I don't know what were we talking about. I lost it.
Metroid Prime.
Yeah, it's gotta happen. I don't know.
All right.
You're up. Where do I go next? I think I know what I want to close with. Do you have anything dinosaur related? Okay, no. I think at some point this year, I don't know which one it's going to be. Either we are getting a remaster, remake, or new entry in either Turok or Dino Crisis. People have been crying, and I don't mean crying, clamoring on the internet for Dino Crisis. I'm so sick. I'll order a t-shirt when I'm done podcasting. They have been clamoring for Dino Crisis to come back. Did you ever play those? They were like Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
Yeah, I played one. I don't know how many there were. I assume I played one, like the first one, but I don't even know. Maybe on like an emulator. I certainly never owned it.
Okay.
I don't think I knew anybody that owned it, but I never played. Or maybe I played a demo of it somewhere. It's very much. I mean, it is Resident Evil. I think you have storage bins. I think
Really?
at the very least you have a very similar like menu where you can only hold so many things. I mean, it's pretty much, it is Resident Evil with dinosaurs.
I guess when I'm thinking about this, I don't know which one's more likely because they put out Turok, maybe 1 and 2, maybe it was just 1, I don't remember, on Switch last year. I think it already came to Xbox, or I think you can play it on everything except PlayStation. But I think I would rather have Dino Crisis because if you look at what they've done, while I think 2 is a much better game, what they did with RE2 and 3 make, just imagine that, but instead of zombies, it's freaking raptors. Like, oh my god, it would be so cool. Even though I've never played those games, I think it's awesome. I think, I don't know, because we know, well, we don't know. We hope Resident Evil 8 is coming next year, and then Resident Evil 4 remake the year after that. Capcom's been on such a roll, really ever since they launched Street Fighter V, which was essentially a beta. After that, they've been on a roll with pretty much everything they've done. This would sell like crazy, I think. I think it's more, I'm just going to say Dino Crisis. Now it'll be Turok comes back this year. But I'm going to say Dino Crisis either gets a remake, like the Resident Evil treatment, or it just we get Dino Crisis 4 or Ragnarok or something.
All right. Mine, since you kind of just stole it. You didn't steal it, but you
Oh, damn it.
touched on it. I think we see not just a trailer. I think we see, well, what do I mean? Maybe not literal gameplay, but we'll see Breath of the Wild 2. And like you said, it's out March 2021.
Yes. I think that while I do think that their non-E3 presentation is going to focus so much on Mario. And by the way, I also don't believe them that they're done with Mario Maker. I don't believe that was the last update. Like when I was making the Mario, I got to go back and beat that. I never beat my world and uploaded it. But anyways, my world. I don't really think they're done. I don't believe them.
I don't think they're like done, but I don't think there's going to be all they've said is that's the last major update.
Yeah.
They may, I mean, they're in version 3 now. I think 2 was Link, 3, I mean, and that added some other stuff too. There's the dash block.
Dash block.
And
block,
then
horse cart, can't cart, print it.
3 was all the Koopa Kids and the different hats and 3D World and World Maker and blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't be surprised if we get some relatively small updates, maybe even some new items, enemies, stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to get any new like game modes or crazy like game-changing power-ups or anything like that. But I think they'll still continue to add some content.
I hope so. My God, why? I gotta just turn off my notifications now. Settings, notification. Oh my God, stop. Where's Messenger? Messenger off. Thank you. All right. So Breath of the Wild 2. No, I think if they do it.
What worries me is I don't think it's going to be... First of all, it's weird. Zelda's right up there with Final Fantasy in that they don't, other than some links between games,
That was good.
they don't really do direct sequels.
They did Zelda 2 and is Majora's Mask? I guess that's considered a sequel because that's the same Link. He goes like on a
that's
quest
what I'm
after-
saying. Yeah, but like this seems like it is. It's not like, and who knows what the name will be. But
Yeah,
it seems like it's going to be Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah.
But maybe it won't be. But like, it looks as though it's the same Link. It's the same graphics. It looks like it's still Hyrule.
the game's there.
The
Just
castle goes up like
Yeah.
Sokovia, but it's like it's the same world. So why all of a sudden would there be? Ooh, and look, a forest temple appeared and a fire. It's not going to be like old school Zelda.
Don't say.
I
that.
don't know that we're going to get non-breakable weapon. Like I don't really know what I'm super hyped for it, knowing absolutely nothing about it
Yeah.
because in the
It's
end
a
it's
3D
still
Zelda,
Zelda. I just don't really like. It gives me what I was saying about Final Fantasy is it gives me big time Final Fantasy X-2 vibes, even though it hasn't even been. I mean, it's been announced and it's been well, on that teaser thing, did they say Breath of the Wild 2? I'm trying to think of
I think
what
they said. I think it was white text on black screen. It was just the sequel to Breath of the Wild is in development. I think we all have just been calling it Breath of the Wild 2 because they said it was the sequel. But you could even just say maybe because that's Ganondorf getting resurrected or something, the guy with the red hair, and he unleashes something with the whatever. I don't know. Yeah, but how does he make?
But I mean,
temples
what we
appear?
saw maybe is just an opening cutscene.
Yeah,
And that's not where it takes. I mean, where else? He lifts the castle up and it gets teleported to a new world, and that's where the game. Like, I don't know, it just seems like.
I
don't
hope.
know.
I mean, I would. Again, when I played it, it was like I've never played a game like this. Breath of the Wild, I've soured on over the years. Zelda's builder, but I don't know. But I want them to go back to. I just worry that they're never going to go back to the traditional Zelda formula for 3D games.
But my God, they could do like, give me Breath of the Wild, give me open world.
Yes,
Allow me to climb everything. Don't tell me where to go, but give me more than 4 dungeons. Give me. Don't get rid of all these little mini temple things.
don't give me 120 shrines ever again.
Don't give me just weird like electronic bombs and magnets. Like, give
Yeah.
me actual items. Give me actual bombs. Give me like, I want old school Zelda, but in this new way.
Yep.
I want within reason the whole
And no
map
breakable
to be
weapons.
explorable from the beginning of the game. But I want just standalone, more classic style dungeons.
Yeah.
Just give me a sword. I don't want to have to fight with sticks and axes and
And,
magic
well,
wand. Like, just
I'd
I
be
want a
okay-
sword.
I'd be okay with other weapons if it was just you had to pick and choose. Like your main weapon is the sword, and then you get the master sword, whatever. And if you want to pick up a spear, maybe you have 2 slots. You have your sword and an alternate weapon. And maybe it breaks, but maybe it breaks after like hours or something. Or you come across like a big claymore and you're like, well, I'd rather have that. What's its level compared to this thing? Whatever. I'm okay with that, but I don't want the breakable weapons again. I think that's the main reason when I go back. And also the other thing I was going to say, I hope it's not as big. I will say that. It can be open world, but that world is the biggest open world I think I've ever played in.
I'm totally fine with the bit, but I see what you're saying. If you had a map that big and you didn't have all those little temples, and instead you just had 8 dungeons, yeah, there's a lot of space between all the dungeons. So I'm not. Maybe it doesn't really work, or maybe there's some kind of happy medium where instead of 150, whatever, however many of those temples they had, whatever they were called, shrines,
Yeah.
and 4 quote unquote dungeons, have 20 dungeons. Maybe not like all full-length dungeons, but more than just
not like Twilight Princess huge dungeons,
right?
Although they have some of the best dungeons in the entire series.
Yeah, I don't know. I could come up with a whole list of pie in the sky predictions, really just things that I want out of Breath of the Wild 2.
If it is just more Breath of the Wild, I'll be disappointed. I'll end up playing it because it's Zelda, but I'll be like, oh man.
I think I would kind of be, I think I would sort of be disappointed. If it's literally just Breath of the Wild 2, same world, same gameplay, same everything, I don't know. I'd be a little disappointed. Yeah. But I would still get it day one.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Me too. All right, my next one, I'm going to talk about some PS5, and hopefully I'm getting this out in time. Well, yeah, I'm getting this out in time because it's going to go up on Wednesday. Horizon 2 is not a launch game. I'm backing off of it finally. I don't know why. I just feel like something would have leaked. Somebody would have said something. I think it's going to be a launch window. I think it'll be out by the spring. It would be hilarious if it comes out the last week of February and then 3 days later or whatever, here comes Breath of the Wild 2. That would be freaking hilarious. But that would also give it... I mean, they've had enough time to do this. They're not using the same world and engine. You know, well, they're probably still using Decima just on PS5, but I think it's a launch window game. But I do have two predictions. So my prediction is that it's a launch window game. My other two predictions are we're getting a new Ratchet and Clank game. Oh, that sounded like I said it weird. And Gran Turismo, which I don't care about this all. Gran Turismo 7 is coming, and it's also a launch game. Because I think there's a certain segment of people that would go ape crazy for a new Gran Turismo.
Absolutely, yeah. I've never been a fan, but... I thought about...
So that's definitely a prediction, not a pie in the sky thing.
Yeah, I purposefully stayed away because to me they're kind of foregone conclusions, even though they're really not. But I stayed away purposefully from Horizon and Ratchet. I assume, I mean, those would be two... I mean, my God, if you got both of those as launch titles, like, that's insane. Oh, it's not one of my predictions, but maybe I'm about to make it one.
Go for it. I've got...
My other two are both just kind of boring.
Well, I've got like 4.
I'm just going to do it now. Hot off the press, new prediction. And why not? Launch title. No, I don't think... Never mind.
Wait, it's not even... say it. We got it. We got plenty of time.
I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it may happen someday, but it's not going to happen now. My prediction was going to be, I take it back, but it was going to be that we do finally get Jak and Daxter comes back. But I think it's too similar to Ratchet and Clank, which I do think is happening right now. So I don't know. I think Naughty Dog's kind of got more things to work on than Jak and Daxter right now.
Yeah, but they could... I mean, it's Sony that owns
right.
the
It would be
IP,
one of those like...
So they could have somebody else make it.
Yeah. If I wasn't so sure that we were getting Ratchet at launch, that would be more of an actual prediction. But that's just something I really want.
This is my one
and I do think we'll get it at some point. But
this is my one thing. Well, maybe one other one. That's an actual prediction. The rest of my stuff is just like, I want this to happen.
Yeah.
And I've still got a few more.
All right, we'll count that. We'll throw it in there. So, because
right.
I've got 2 more, and it sounds like you have more than that.
I've got one, but I might save it for E3 next year. I think I'll save it for E3 next year. For
our 6th annual tradition.
Sticking with Sony, I think Resistance is finally going to come back. Now, I'm going to go real bold on this one, and I'm going to say, kind of like Metroid Prime, I think we're getting a Resistance trilogy on PS5, and it may be damn near a launch game. I don't know. But I do also think that, and this probably won't even, maybe it'll get announced, who knows. I think Resistance 4 is going to come at some point. Now, I don't know if it gets announced this year, but Insomniac has been tweeting like crazy, all artwork and like concept this and that for Resistance for like months now. I'm like, the last Resistance main game, I don't know when the Vita games came out, they don't count. Resistance 3 was 2011, maybe 2012. Why are you tweeting about a 8 or 9 year old, a franchise that hasn't had a real mainline game come out in 8 or 9 years? Why are you even tweeting about it? There's got to be something going on. I would love it if it's the trilogy. I would really love it, though, if they just say Resistance 4 and it's a launch game. Because I think it would be...
Would you rather have a trilogy or 4?
I'd probably rather have 4. Because there's a lot... They would have to actually... I never played 3, but 1 and 2, I really liked 2. 1 I really liked at the time, but I went back and tried to play it a few years ago, and I was like, I can't play this. Like, it was like... It's back then when you had to, like, hold in the right stick to aim down sights and everything. Like, the controls were just bad. You would really have to remake those games, or at least remake the controls, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I would probably rather have Resistance 4. I don't think we're going to get a Killzone game at launch because I think Guerrilla's been very busy on Horizon 2. So I think it would behoove them to have a first-party or exclusive first-person shooter. I don't know. You know, actually, if it's a trilogy, it's probably more likely it comes to PS4, but you can obviously play it on 5. And then Resistance 4 is on 5. But that's it. So I think there's going to be a Resistance trilogy, and I do think at some point they do announce Resistance 4. Those games, yeah, well, I just said they don't play that well, but I wish you would have. I'm not going to tell you to go back and play a 14-year-old game at this point, but playing them, like I got mine.
I honestly until you just mentioned it, and I feel like this happens every time you talk about either of these games.
You thought Resistance was Killzone.
I get those two.
Yeah.
I forget that they both were a thing. Like whenever I think of one, I think of both of them. They may be very, very different games, but in my head, they're the same game.
I've never played a Killzone game.
They both seem like they were trying to be PlayStation's Halo.
Halo, yeah.
And they both failed at it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think of both of them.
Killzone Shadowfall is supposed to be the launch Killzone, the game that came out at the launch of the PS4 is supposed to be really good. I can't believe I don't know why that game has never been on PS Plus. That seems like a game that you should just be like, what the hell? This game's 7 years old at this point, and people say it's one of the best in the series, if not the best. Just freaking put it on PS Plus.
I've been looking in this general direction this entire time, and I just noticed Minnie in the closet, and it scared the crap out of me. Because it's like, I see the light, and then boom. So it's hard to see anything in the closet because it's kind of dark. And then all of a sudden, her form just kind of appeared, and it kind of startled me. Okay. My next one's kind of boring, and I think it's more or less a 4. I mean, it's one of those things we know it's happening, but I think we'll see it soon, maybe next week. This week, what am I saying? I think we see Resident Evil 8, and it's out January. And it is... I've heard rumors that they're like supposedly abandoning the first person thing and going back to third person.
Really?
I don't think they will.
You got to do a first.
Resident Evil is all about the trilogies.
Yes.
Yeah, so I don't know why they would switch that up now. I have such high hopes for that game that it's already going to be tough for it to live up to my expectations. I think what 7 did, it was the closest thing, if not, it's probably even better than the original Resident Evil in terms of just like the perfect setting. Like, I don't think Resident Evil 2 is fantastic, but you'll never top like the mansion. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And they kind of did that here, except it's not a mansion. I mean, it's a big house, but it's like this weird like backwoods. It's just, it's so off-putting, just the entire game in general. And then they made it seem, like kind of realistic. Resident Evil 2, even the remake, was just like, yeah, whatever. We have a police station and we have 4 different keys that unlock every door, and they have different symbols from cards. Like, none of it makes sense.
Right.
But who cares? This, I know they did the similar thing with like the crow key, I think, and there's like a scorpion key. But it looks like a legit, like that some psychopath just tied a dead crow to a key. Like, it's just a in that world, it just kind of like makes sense, and like all the typical Resident Evil tropes are there, but they just made it kind of make more sense, and it kind of fits. As weird as the game is, it feels more, realistic. So I hope they don't get too far away from that. I don't know how you top that.
Yeah. Maybe that is why they're going to abandon first person. Like, we can't do it again. I would hate that. I want to play through it in first person.
Yeah, I don't know. I know we've talked about it somewhat recently, and I've already forgotten what has supposedly been rumored for
something
a story.
About there's some kind of stalker enemy, like a Mr. X or something.
We were talking about Leon, or not Leon. What's his name? Ethan.
I said Ian.
Ethan goes off. Weren't they talking about he goes to like Europe or something?
And like, oh darn! I guess I'm doing this again. Doesn't make any sense,
right? Like that's kind of what they did with 4.
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah.
Leon, but he's RPD. It makes sense that Ethan's just some dude.
He's just a dude who got stuck in a mansion trying to find his wife.
Right. So I don't know. I don't even care if he plays Ethan. I'm fine to play as Chris, like whatever. But I just don't want to lose the feel of 7. And I don't know. I think that's going to be tough to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think it could have worked with 4, like that kind of, even though I don't know how you make it work story-wise, but that had a similar, it wasn't just this ridiculous, I mean, it was a pretty ridiculous game, but like, there's this weird, like, just village and all these creepy inhabitants. Like, I feel like something like that could work with 8. It could have that, I use the term loosely, but realistic feel to it. More so than just, I'm in a police station, and I don't know. I don't really know what to expect, but my God, I hope they don't change much. It's kind of the opposite of Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, I don't want them to just repeat it. Resident Evil 7, that's exactly what I want them to do. So we'll see. I think we'll see it, and I have very high hopes, and I hope that whenever we see a teaser or whatever for it, that my jaw drops, and I'm just like, oh my God, yes.
They did it again.
Yeah, that's what I want.
All right. This one, there's probably no way this is happening, but I'm going to do it anyways. Metal Gear no.
Half-Life 3.
No. Oh, that would have been a good one to say that it's coming to PSVR.
I thought about that, especially with playing PSVR.
There's no reason not to. Like, it's not like it'll look as good or anything, but like, why not make more money? I mean, Valve doesn't need to. That's the whole reason it took this long to make a Half-Life game. But like, why the hell not? Like, only like 2% of PC owners have a VR headset that could actually play it. But whatever. No, my prediction / hope and dream is that Sony does something. I go back to thinking of Mark Cerny's ASMR session. And when he talked about backwards compatibility, there was a graphic up there. And they said PS4 Pro, PS4, and then there was all this blank space.
And I'll write your name.
And I think the name they're going to end up writing in is PS3. Somehow, some way. I'm not saying you're going to be able to plug your discs. Like,
maybe they'll just put a PS3 inside of it, and they'll just charge $1,000.
I'd probably be okay with it. I don't have that many games now. I traded a lot in throughout its life cycle, but I just think they're going to do something. Maybe it's just like, maybe there's somehow that they've, like, so right now you can play PS3 games on PS4 using PS Now. I did it when I had the free trial. I played Metal Gear Solid 4. It played pretty okay. But maybe there's something, I mean, the game's not that good, so it can only play so good. But, I wonder if the HD collection is on PlayStation Now. Maybe I should subscribe, because then I can, whatever. What the hell? Oh, yeah. Maybe it's they do something. Oh, no. It's been a while.
It's just one.
Maybe they do some kind of thing. Like, you can play them on PS Now streaming. You cannot download them. PS Now, you can download some PS2 games and PS4 games. You can't download PS3 because the stupid cell architecture. But at the end of the day, there's got to be some way to port these games from that architecture to this. We know how powerful it's going to be. We know all this stuff, but maybe there's some way to be able to let you download these games, and maybe it's like something. I'm completely talking out of my rear end right now, and it's not the burritos. There's somehow like you can download them and stream parts of there's got to be some way, some solution other than PlayStation Now, unless they're going to give it to you for free with PlayStation Plus, which they should. There's got to be something else that they're going to do. They didn't put that graphic up there with all that blank space unless it's PS2 and PS1 classics are playable on 5 or something. There's got to be some way to get these games playable on it. And I'm not going to abandon hope until they say, no, we're only backwards compatible with a select amount of PS4 games at launch.
I wanted that so bad because there's so many PS3 and PS2 games that I want to be able to play again just on the PS5. And now it sounds like you may not be able to play much other than PS5 on your PS5.
I wouldn't even care if I had to... Like, what if they did something like when we were talking about Switch predictions way back when, that maybe I can download 3DS games to my Switch, whatever, before we knew how it was actually going to work. Maybe like you let us download, because they've got a record of every game you've ever purchased on PlayStation Network. Maybe like if you bought the game digitally, which I don't think I bought any except like DuckTales and Ninja Turtles Reshelled, and I don't even know what else it would be. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix, which is the dumbest name ever. You can download those and play them, but physical games, sorry, there's nothing we can do. We can't just say put in a disc because I can give you the disc and you the disc and you the disc. I don't know. There's got to be some way that they can figure this out. And I'm going to remain hopeful until they tell me not to be. And that's probably stupid, but I'm going to.
Yeah. I thought about doing some kind of, Sony still has some trick up their sleeve. And even if it is the backwards compatibility, now I can't say it, that's something that should have been there.
We shouldn't celebrate something that they should have had 7 years ago. Yeah.
So I thought about having some kind of, Sony's like one more thing. And I couldn't come up with what it would be, and I didn't want to just leave it that generic. And backwards compatibility would be awesome, but like you can't really do. Oh, and one more thing, backwards compatibility. Mic drop. Like really? that should have been there all along.
Like 6 years.
So I don't know. I feel like they probably have some trick up their sleeve that nobody's really talking about yet, but I couldn't think of what it could possibly be. All right, my last one.
Well, let me say this, because I'm not going to do this a prediction, but one I had written down is the SOCOM comes back. Rainbow Six Siege has been so popular.
Yeah. Maybe
they do something with SOCOM to bring it back. But I'm like, I don't care about that game. You would probably be happy at least to hear it. But like, I'm not going to waste. So I had that down there. I also had, this might be your last one, so I won't say that.
The only one I thought about putting and I think I said it maybe not last year, but a couple years ago, and it didn't happen. But now I'm like, they would make for a good launch title. I do still think at some point Sony brings back Sony PlayStation All-Stars or whatever that game is. That would make perfect sense for...
The funny thing, I think it was called I think it had Battle Royale in the title.
It was something...
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royal. Not Royale, Royal. That's what it was called.
Maybe, yeah. So I do still think... I don't care. I don't really feel like... call it a prediction, but like, I just don't care. Even if they did, I'm not going to be like, oh my God. But like, they've expanded... They've expanded their...
Yes.
You could have like Aloy in there, and Kratos could have been in there. When did the original... I was going to say, I can't remember when it came out, but it had to be after...
07 or something. God of War was already out there.
But you could have like Drake,
Ellie, Joel.
Yeah, like there's so many people that you could put in there.
Sam Porter Bridges. He can throw packages.
I don't know. I do think that will come back at some point. It seems like it would be a good thing to just throw out there at launch, but I'll call it a prediction, but whatever. All right, my last one. I went back and forth. I'm going to say them both, but the one I don't really take seriously. I thought we might see, talk about Pie in the Sky, some sort of, not gameplay by any means, but a teaser for 7 Remake 2, Part 2, whatever.
I was like, wait,
7 married 3.
7-2 over 365 days.
But I just think it's too soon. I do think I'm not giving up hope. I do think they will continue it, but I don't think we're going to see or hear anything yet. What I do think we will see, because of how it was used during a lot of promotional type, not promotional, I don't even know what the word is, but in explaining what the PS5 can do. And what better way to show off all that the PS5 could theoretically do? I think we'll see gameplay footage and hopefully a release date. I don't know when. I'll say next fall. Spider-Man 2. Because that seems like that would... I mean, just picture, as gorgeous as Spider-Man was, imagine seeing what you could do in PS5 with him. Just show him,
dude,
like,
with all the early stuff, it was like Spider-Man, loading.
Well, that's
time,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it makes sense. I feel like that was not just I mean, we all know the game's coming. I'm not going to sit here and say it's a launch title. It's probably at least a year out, but I just think that would be too perfect to show off, here's what the PS5 can do. To me, that would be... Because Horizon, yeah, you could do it, but Horizon's just kind of slow and open, whatever. Spider-Man, it's weird. We know what New York City looks like. So, and we know what Spider-Man looks like. Just show it in PS5 and show him, whip it, web slinging through the buildings and some of the combat and whatever,
loading.
and
He's
freaking
going super fast.
I don't know. To me, it just makes perfect sense to show off what the PS5 can do, even if it's nowhere near coming out yet. It'd be very early, almost tech demo type stuff. But I think we'll see Spider-Man 2.
I also think if you want to get people hyped for the PS5, even though I think Horizon's a better game, you're going to cast a way bigger
web.
Yes, I had to. Then with Spider-Man than you would with Horizon. Because Horizon's just, it's one of my top 10 games of all time. But it's just an open world action RPG, which is all Sony really makes. Not RPGs, but an action adventure game.
Yeah.
It's all they make. For people that love Horizon, they're going to be like, yes. But for people that are just like, oh, the PlayStation, they're not like us. They're not tuned into everything. They come across something on YouTube, PS5 is coming. Holy cow. And what if they put in the thumbnail, Spidey, just, they're going to be like, what? And I don't need to bleep that out. That was quiet. That's going to get people way more hyped than Horizon 2.
Yeah.
As much as I'm more looking forward to Horizon 2, that's not a demerit to Spider-Man, but you're definitely going to get way more people more hype. Now, I thought about saying, Batman's not going to be in there. I think WB has said they're going to do an event, or there's been rumors that they're doing an event. They're going to announce whatever the hell Batman's doing with Rocksteady and WB Montreal, their own thing. It's not going to be on PlayStation stuff.
Yeah.
So I think Spider-Man is absolutely the most... The game would get people the most hyped for, and to show off, like you said, the speed, the processing power, all the stuff, the SSD, blah, blah, blah. Spider-Man's going to get people more hyped.
Yeah.
My last prediction. I wrote down Zelda Maker, but it's not. And I thought about still including it because next year's the 30th anniversary. But I'm not even confident that they can do it well after what we got in Link's Awakening. It was really like a proof of concept, and it wasn't a very good proof. It was just like, look at all these rooms you've been to. Put them in some order.
I think the thing with Zelda Maker, Mario Maker is still, and every day it gets worse, plagued by just hot garbage of levels. There's only so many people out there that make good to great levels.
Yeah.
A lot of it is trash. And I think Zelda, it takes an even more special mind to make a good, fun Zelda level. And I mean, you can kind of get a feel for it in the Zelda parts of Mario Maker, to where you can kind of make it feel like a Zelda game, but it's not Zelda. I would love Zelda Maker, but I just don't know. I don't think you've got. I just think it's going to be so much more difficult to make.
That's what I'm
levels.
saying. I think it's almost more trouble than it would be worth. Like, I would like to play other people's levels.
Yeah.
But at that point, just give me like Oracle of Ages and Seasons remake.
Yeah.
That's not my prediction. I thought about it. But it's too soon after Link's Awakening. So my last one is this. And it's not a really big one. I don't know why I saved it for last, honestly. But Nintendo is going to announce announce ANNOUNCH.
Announce.
They're going to announce Zelda's Belter. At the end of the day, Nintendo will announce. I don't know what it's going to be called, but I think after 14 years, they will. Well, I mean, never mind. The thing's been out for 3 years, but you know what I mean. 14 years later, they announce the successor to Wii Sports, and it's Switch Sports in some kind of compatibility. Dang it! In some kind of, I don't know what I was trying to say.
I think you meant capacity.
That's what I meant to say. Some damn backwards compatibilities all over the place. I really ruined this prediction. And I will now announce it again. Nintendo will announce Switch Sports. I don't know what they'll call it, but I feel like the only thing, like, yeah, we got Super Mario Party. We had 1-2 Switch at launch, which that was just like, how many ice cubes you got? It was just dumb. And it should have been a pack-in title, honestly. Like,
yes,
that should have never. You should have never charged $40 for that or whatever it was. I think Switch Sports, as much as Animal Crossing has sent Switch skyrocketing through the everything, it's still, that's a game that grandmas can play and stuff, whatever. But if you bring back Wii Sports and call it Switch Sports or whatever, I just feel like it would be awesome. And I wouldn't even mind that it's like, what the heck? I got Wii Sports for free. Why do I got to pay for this? No, that would be awesome. Like, just,
even if it's like $20, like, I don't need a full.
It doesn't need to be
Sports
$60.
game. Yeah, like $20, maybe $40.
Bowling, tennis,
baseball, tennis, basketball.
The boys playing basketball is hilarious, by the way.
You could do like bocce. You could do like frisbee, like ultimate frisbee or something.
Golf? Do we say
ping
golf?
Pong? Oh, golf. There's so many things that seem like they would be relatively easy. Archery, like there's just so many things that you can do, and yeah, especially if it's priced at like $20 or even $40, that thing would sell like crap. I would certainly buy it.
I would get it in a
60. I'd be like,
60
maybe
too much.
$40. I'd buy it for
40
sure.
or less is perfect. But I don't know why. I haven't heard a rumor or anything anywhere. This is one thing I just thought of at some point when I started making this list, and I was like, oh, you know what? It was probably when the boys, when I did hook up the Wii U downstairs a couple months ago, and they started playing Wii Sports again. I was like, huh, this is really freaking fun. It'll probably be when we do our top 50 games. I think that'll probably be on there. The game is awesome. Like,
yeah,
it's really the number one reason to own a Wii. I just think Switch Sports would be amazing, and I hope it's real, and I hope it happens.
I hope they announce it.
Stay tuned for further announcements. We're just getting back to normal here, so we're going to skip the back of the box this week. So that means that's it for episode 185. Let us know what you thought down in the comment section, or you can tweet us at KevinWhite24, at RealSeanWhite together, or at 2player_co-op. You went like /co-op. Obviously, you can find us at nerd901.com, where they're connecting nerds around the Mid-South and the multiverse. Also, check out Ernie, the Blurb Without Fear, youtube.com/Blurb Without Fear, twitch.tv/Blurb Without Fear. He's been doing a bunch of stuff over there to raise money for causes for African Americans in the U.S. He's fired up. He's doing awesome over there. All the guys did great for St. Jude Play Live, and Ernie's just continuing down that path for everything that's going on right now. So make sure you check him out if you have not already. Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, audio services around the multiverse. All that other stuff. This was fun. This is one of those episodes I look forward to a lot. It's weird. I don't feel like my predictions were the best they've been in years past, but maybe that's because I'm just so disheartened by Metal Gear. But I think we got some good ones in there. I think we got some realistic ones, and I think we got some good hopes and dreams as well. So now hopefully Sony and Nintendo... Oh, also one of my predictions was going to be... I hope it's not true, but that Halo Infinite is not going to be good. But I didn't want to do that. And probably nobody's still listening at this point anyways. I hope it is. I hope it gets Xbox fans happy again. But yeah, I didn't want to throw that one in there. But that is it for this week. So Sean, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Thank you for playing.